Good evening, everybody, and thank you for coming once again to the Dr. S.M. CHIRISA Business and Mentorship class. And today I'm going to be talking to you on a business strategy that is going to help you to spare your business into unprecedented levels, especially after the COVID, which has hit a lot of business, especially the small entrepreneur, and those are the people that I'm talking to today. However, even these strategies that I'm going to be talking about today, they can actually help even big entrepreneurs. But my heart is for that person that is starting, that person who's got a small business, because that's where I was a few years ago. And these strategies are the ones that I used to get ahead. Now, so the topic today is Guerrilla business strategies for success. Guerrilla business strategies for success. And it is important for you to have an understanding of what we mean and what we are talking about when we are talking about the Guerrilla business strategies. Now, one thing is when you are in business, people are not merciful to you because you are small. People are not merciful to you because you are starting. The big guns are out there, the big fish, the big sharks, they will swallow you if you are a caterpillar. So it doesn't matter who you are. The guys out there, they are not interested in saving you. They are there to take you out of business. So that's why we need the Guerrilla business strategy. Now, one thing, especially if you're coming from Zimbabwe, I'm sure you know about the Guerrilla warfare. And those who do a bit of history, they also look at the guerrilla warfare, which happened with Vietnam and the U.S. War in the 60s. I don't even know the time or the year, but it was the guerrilla. So a complicated, a bigger army was defeated by a smaller army. Just like even in our liberation struggle, the veterans, they used guerrilla warfare to win against well-equipped, highly trained armies with all arsenal, but they had to do it, and they did it in the way that we are talking about. But in this way, we're going to be focusing on the business model of that. So one thing about it, 5 characteristics about the guerrilla business model is that you need, number one, it is an individual kind of strategy. Number 2, it uses the element of surprise, which means that you are using things that are not usual, things that are out of this world. So there's a lot of use of imagination. You are using unconventional interactions in order to promote your business, to promote whatever you are selling. It's low cost and it's very, very effective. It's highly effective. So that's the most important thing. It must be an effective strategy. It must be a low cost, which means anybody can literally do it. You don't need money to do it. And the aim of a guerrilla strategy is, number one, is to establish direct contact with your customers. And a lot of people, they are starting businesses, but they don't have direct contact with their customers or with the people that need their services or people that need their product. And the purpose of Guerrilla is not to go through the middleman, because the middleman will eat your profit. The middleman will actually cut what is supposed to come to you. So you need to establish a direct contact with the person that needs your product or your service. It also aims to get the attention. They get the attention of the person, of the customer who is going to buy from you, the one that pays, the one that releases income, the one that releases their finances or their money to get what you have. It also is meant to get trust, because people buy or people go to companies that they trust, and it's very key. And the last thing that we are aiming for with the guerrilla strategy is to get an emotional reaction from the people that we are dealing with. And because people buy out of emotions and they use logic to justify what they would have bought. So your business must interact with your customers or with the people that you serve in an emotional way. And the best way to have that emotional attachment is by a way of a story. A way of a story. Have a story. What's your story? What caused you to start to do what you are doing? What is the pain point that caused you to do what you are doing? Even if you don't have a story, create one. Be creative. That's why we did creative writing, so that we can create stories that will cause us to sell. The whole point is to sell. So create a story, and all that. Just like Robert Kiyosaki, he wrote this book, Rich Dad and Poor Dad. Did he have the two dads? Who knows? But he created, whether he had them or not, but he created these two dads, and the rest is history. He's one of the biggest sellers of books because he created a story and people got emotionally attached to it. So what got you to start it? Have a story that you can sell, a 1 minute pitch story that causes people to be emotionally attached to you and prefer you versus the big guns. Now, traditionally, a lot of people do their marketing because marketing is getting known. And most businesses, especially small businesses, they fail because nobody knows them. And I want to say that money follows attention. Money comes to the person who's got the attention. If you don't have attention, nobody will buy from you, nobody will pay you, nobody will call you. So how do you get that attention? It's so critical for your business to survive. And today I'm going to be sharing to you the Guerrilla strategies on how to get that. Because the typical way of marketing is using print in big newspapers, but it's so expensive. I actually saw an advert about the whole page of a newspaper costing over 1,700. And if you are starting, that's all the money that you've got. Or in fact, you might not even have that kind of money. So it won't cut. You might want to go on radio, but to go on radio for 30 minutes, or if it's prime time for 3 seconds, you're going to pay a lot of money. So it's not possible. Television is even worse. It's very expensive. Billboards, it's even worse. And who is looking at the billboards at the moment? So what we need to do in order for you to succeed, so the traditional way of doing things was to spend big, but now what we are saying, we don't have to do that. We don't have to spend large sums of money to get your name out there. You don't have to spend large sums of money to attract people into your business. You don't have to spend large sums of money to develop even your product. You need to use your imagination, you need to use your energy, and you need to use your time wisely, because money comes to anybody who has attention, and that's what I'm going to be talking to. So, number one, how are you going to do this? In the Guerrilla strategy, we use what we call, you have to ambush your customer. Ambush your customer. The word ambush, it means you present yourself to your customer in the place that they least expect. In the place that they least expect. It's like advertising, giving somebody a handout of food, advertising about food at a football match. It's you'd expect people to be selling sportswear, but you are selling and you are giving people what they least expect. So find a way how you can ambush your customers, because your customers are everywhere, but they don't know you. So go to where they already go, even if it's not related to what you do. Then you present a solution which they will remember, and they will ask, what is this person doing here? And you know what you will say? I'm a Guerrilla. I'm using Guerrilla tactics. I'm ambushing where they least expect. So don't do things that are necessarily related. Don't go to places that are necessarily related. Everybody, when they are less, for example, I can give you an example. When you are doing events, you always want to go to the events gathering, and that's where you want to. No. Go to a motoring show. Go to something totally different, and market your events company right there. You beat the old one out, and everybody will start talking about you and say, "Who is this one? Why is he here?" But because you've got the attention, the business will follow to you. So we call that ambush your customer. Number two, you also need to do what I call the grassroots approach. The grassroots approach. The grassroots approach is simple. It's nothing complicated. You have to go door by door, individual by individual, personal presentation of what you do. And a lot of people, and a lot of new entrepreneurs, just because you've got a good product, just because you've got a good service, it does not mean that people are going to come to you. So what you need to do is to do what I call the grassroots approach. This is where you list the people that are or are supposed to buy from you. You list them and you visit them door by door. You go knocking, you do cold calls, you see who, you call the people that are supposed to buy from you. You present your product, you present your option, even if and remember what we talked about in the last, in other presentation, where we talked about the hunting methodology of animals. That a lion will kill 1 in 3. But the best hunters are the wild dogs. They have, because they are hunting the way they hunt, they actually kill 60% of the time they strike. So you've got a strike rate. So if your strike rate is 10 per 100, it means it's 10%. So you have to knock at 100 doors for you to get 10 customers. So how many doors should you knock? That's the grassroots method, and you have to do it if you are a small entrepreneur. That's how you get customers. Right now, I've got a new business that I'm doing. And what we are doing is we are going door by door. We are knocking, we are presenting. Some they slam the door on us, some they open the door on us, some they pretend to like us. But out of those, we now have got some business that we have siphoned from that grassroots level of doing guerrilla warfare, of doing business. Grassroots, it's so key. A lot of you want to seem big, but don't be big until you're big. Even if you are big, do door to door. The other thing is, I call it turfing. Turfing. The word turf, it means you claim your spot. You just wake up and say, I'm the number one. For example, I'm the number one business entrepreneur coach in Zimbabwe. And I can prove it. I've got the numbers. But nobody rated me. I claimed my spot. I'm the best business entrepreneur coach in Zimbabwe. And even though when the numbers prove it, that's fine. But I just claimed my spot. I do not wait for any rating individual to rate me. I do not wait for newspapers to rate me. I claimed my spot. And anybody who is going to come has to become second. Because the more louder I cry, everybody else has become second. So claim your spot and say, I am the fastest growing da 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 da. I am the best provider of da 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 da. What are you doing? Claim your spot and get testimonials, get endorsements from big companies or from key individuals. That's what you do. You don't have to wait for anybody to give you the spot. You claim your spot. That's Guerrilla. Those are Guerrilla strategies right there. And the last one I want to talk about is what I call the viral marketing. This is where you just invade a space and you just plate it with flyers, plate it with your noise. Have a day where you are just going everywhere. When everybody open every WhatsApp group, it's you. When they open any page, it's you. When they go on Instagram, it's you. Have a day where you just hammer it, go viral, let everybody know you, that you exist. That's how you do it. Don't wait for things to grow organically. You'll be too old before you make it. Am I talking to somebody here? So, what strategies, what are you going to use? What platforms, what channels are you going to use? So you're going to be using your electronic flyers. You're going to go on WhatsApp. You're going to use your social media on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram. Even these videos, post them on Instagram. Don't just go on the traditional. Which age are you focusing on? Are you looking at the old age? Where are they? Where do you find the demographic of the people that are buying from you? You understand what I'm saying? So you go and look and say, which channel do they use? If you go to those with the 60s, 60 and above, they still watch TV. So if your product is for the people in the 60s, you don't go on TikTok. You go on television. Because if you go on TikTok, then you're going to find the teens, the early 20s. And you are selling to the wrong crowd. So look at which channel is being used by who. And you can get that information. You can just Google it and say, which age is using what. And they'll tell you who is using what. And it also, remember that it's also country specific. In other countries, WhatsApp is more common, like in Zimbabwe, because of our data prices. So WhatsApp, a lot of people are on WhatsApp group, but they are not on YouTube. So if you are marketing on YouTube, you're probably not going to get your customers in country and things like that. So look at those, get all of those things. Do other things which others are not doing. Do animations. Do get voiceovers. Brand yourself. I usually talk about branding. You can brand your business, or you can use yourself as a brand to brand your business. For example, I'm using Dr. SM CHIRISA. So I am branding myself. Even though I am pushing my business, but I'm using myself as a brand. And where do I see this? Look at Elon Musk. Look at Steve Jobs. These guys use themselves to brand their business. You understand what I'm saying? So it's easier for your face to get known. It's easier for you to get there than to build a brand. And then people will associate you with your company. That's exactly what I've done. But I'm Dr. S.M. CHIRISA, and I'm using my face, and I'm using my personal brand. This is part of Guerrilla marketing. So, one of the things that you need to do, let me give you some examples of what we use, what we actually use in some of our business operations that we did. And remember what I said about Guerrilla marketing, and strategies, you have to use your imagination. You have to think not outside the box, but far away from the box. And this is what we did. Now, what we did is, the first thing that we did, one of the things that we did when we were opening one of our hospitals in Chitungwiza right there, what we did is we looked for the biggest schools that were near us. And we knew that these are the schools where the kids of the households near that surround our hospital are. So what we did, we went to the headmasters and we donated first aid kits to all the schools that were surrounding us. And in exchange for the donation, we said we want to give every kid a flyer. Every kid a flyer to go and give their parents. So we did that with the 5 schools that were surrounding us. And in one day, all the households that were surrounding us in a 5-kilometer radius, they had a flyer in their house brought in by their child. And the child does not throw the flyers away because they do not know the importance. So they'll say, Tapua Kuchkoro. And they go and give their parent. So every parent, whether they like us or not, they knew that we existed in one day. Guerrilla marketing. What else did we do? One of the things that I did was to join associations. The purpose of joining associations is not just to be part of a group, but it is part to market what you do. Because in that association, what you then do is you then express yourself and you then let people in that space know what you are doing. And so you can be part of a fundraising association. You can be part of a career association. You can be part of an industry association. You can be part of a school association. Whatever it is, join some form of association. It is the easiest way of making people know who you are, because people bring money and they actually give business to the people that they know and the people they trust, because they have seen you working in that association. So anybody who has seen you in that association for a year, for 2 years, you can even say every 2 years you move from another one association to the other, because this one they already know you and they are going to start sending and they're going to start doing business with you. Then you go to the next. You go to the next, you go to the next. And when you associate like that, you are simply marketing yourself in that association. And you don't have to pay money. You're already living, you're already breathing. All you need is to invest your time to be part of an association. That's what I did. So I was part of so many associations. I'm still part of so many associations. Why am I doing that? Getting known, so that the people that know me in those associations, when they've got something that I can solve, guess who they're going to come to? They're going to look for me, and that's exactly what is happening. Guerrilla business strategies. What is the other thing that you do? Especially, I'm looking at most of you who are still young and they've got young businesses and things like that. Participate in the schools that your kids are going to. Participate in the sports day. Participate, be an active parent there. Be known by other parents. Don't just be in the background. That's one of the things that I do. Every school that I go to, whether it was preschool, whether it was high school, whether it was primary school, secondary school, I make sure that everybody in the school knows what I'm doing. And how do you do that? You are active. You are an active parent. One of the studies that I actually do is I actually move my kids so that I increase. Because when my kids are in this school, what I actually then do is I then move them to another, because I already know that if they go this way, these people already know me. So I go to another region and take my kids there. You know what I'm saying? And just increase my network. So that's a business strategy. It's simple. You have to do it because people deal with people that they know. The other strategy that I've used is to write articles. I wrote so many articles. So now when you type certain things, the first person that comes out is me. Why? Because over years, I wrote so many articles, and I've got the most articles on Google in a certain area in our nation. So what happens is that, so I've written magazines, I've written in newspapers, I've written, so it makes you get known. It's a way of getting the attention. It's a way of putting your name out there. It's a name of building your strategy. You have to do something which nobody else is doing. How do you get known if you are small and you've got no money? That's what you have to do. The other thing that I did was to maximize social media. So I don't even know how to do some of these things, but I get the people that know. Partner with somebody, pay somebody, get somebody to do your page. You have to do it. It might look like a cost, but it's costing you more money not to do it. Are you hearing what? It's actually an investment. Marketing is not a cost, it's an investment. Get somebody who is serious about your online and social media strategy. It's very key. The other thing that I will tell you that I did that actually helped me is, when you are small, volunteer to do what you do for a big company. Now, hear me well. Volunteer to do something for a big company. Say, you know what? I want to do this. I see that you guys do this, but I want to do this for free. And you do it well. You do it so well. But guess what? That company is the only company that knows that you did it for free. The other people that are watching, that will see you performing at that company, don't know that you did it for free. So anybody else that comes after that, they pay. And they are willing to pay because they think that the first company that you did for paid. Guerrilla business strategy. So that's what I do. When I've got a new product, when I've got a new thing, I get somebody who is big, I get somebody who is influential, they come, I help them for free, and everybody, because I've helped them, I've done this for them for free. But it's only me who knows. And I tell them, please don't tell anybody else. And anybody else that they see think that they would have paid, and the money starts coming in. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's still possible to make it, even when you are small. You need to think outside the box. You need to think far away from the box. Start to use some of these strategies that I've shared with you. These are things that I've used. These are things that I'm still using. And listen, the reason why I'm sharing with you is I've got this philosophy in life. If all the birds decide to fly, the sky is not large enough, is large enough to contain all of them. So me sharing my secrets does not minimize me or diminish me. All I want is to see you succeed. So see you at the top. The bottom is overcrowded. This is your coach, Dr. S.M. CHIRISA, your business and mentorship coach. Number one, remember that.